If you are watching this video right now and your heart feels a little heavy, a little tired, a little empty, or maybe you don't even know exactly what you're feeling, then first of all, congratulations. You are in the right place. Today we are not here to rush. We are not here to compete. We are not here to prove anything to anyone. Today we are simply here to breathe together and gently talk about a very quiet, very soft, very human presence. Nao Jinguuji. So before we go any further, let me ask you something simple. How are you really feeling right now? Not the version you show the world. Not the I'm fine you tell everyone. But the real answer. You can write it in the comments with just one word. Tired, okay, empty, calm, sad, lost, peaceful, anything. This space is safe. Nao Jinguuji is not the kind of person who walks into a room and makes everything explode with energy. She doesn't arrive like fireworks. She doesn't chase attention. She doesn't demand that the world looks at her. And yet, somehow people keep looking anyway. Not because they are shocked, but because they feel something soften inside. Have you ever experienced that? You are scrolling, your mind is noisy, your heart is busy, and then suddenly you see an image that doesn't scream, but it stays. And before you realize it, your breathing changes. Your shoulders drop a little. Your thoughts slow down just enough. If that has ever happened to you, write in the comments. I've felt that before. Now is like a small lamp in a dark room. She is not blinding. She is not loud. But she is warm. And sometimes warmth is more powerful than brightness. Sometimes quiet light is what saves you when you are tired of being blinded by noise. In today's world, everyone is running. Run to be rich. Run to be successful. Run to be better. Run to be faster. Run to be stronger. Run to be happier. Run to be everything at once. And in the middle of all that running, Nao Jinguuji appears like a soft pause button. Not a stop. Just a pause. And honestly, don't we all need a pause sometimes? If you feel like life has been moving too fast for you lately, type in the comments, I need a pause. Some people enter your life like storms. They shake everything. They flip your emotions upside down. They leave marks everywhere. And some people enter your life like a quiet lake in the early morning. No waves. No chaos. Just reflection. Just stillness. Now belongs to the second kind. When you look at her, you don't feel pressure to become something. You don't feel pressure to perform. You don't feel pressure to impress. You feel allowed to exist. And that feeling, being allowed to exist just as you are, is something many people go their entire lives searching for. Tell me honestly in the comments. When was the last time you truly felt allowed to just be yourself without expectations? Now doesn't look at you like she is judging you. She doesn't scan your life for achievements. She doesn't measure your worth by your productivity. Her gaze feels more like a quiet understanding that says, you don't have to be strong right now. And maybe you didn't even know how badly you needed to hear that. Because many of us grew up learning that weakness is something to hide. That crying is embarrassing. That resting is lazy. That slowing down is failure. That feeling too much is dangerous. So we learned to wear masks. We learned to act okay. We learned to smile when we were breaking inside. If you are someone who acts strong on the outside but feels tired on the inside, write in the comments. That's me. Near now, you don't feel like you have to wear that mask. You don't have to perform. You don't have to explain your exhaustion. You don't have to justify your sadness. You are allowed to be quiet. You are allowed to be slow. You are allowed to be human. Her softness is not weakness. It is depth. It is the kind of softness that comes from surviving life without becoming cruel. It is the kind of gentleness that remains after pain, not before it. You see, anyone can be soft when life is easy, but staying gentle when life has been hard? That takes strength. If you believe softness can be strength, type in the comments, soft is strong. Some tiredness is obvious. You work long hours. You sleep too little. Your body aches. You know you are tired. But some tiredness is quiet. It hides deep inside. You go through your days functioning, smiling, talking, working, laughing when needed. But inside, there is a constant heaviness that you don't even remember when it started. Have you ever reached a moment where you suddenly realized, wait, I've been exhausted for a long time? Yes, you are not alone. Right? I realized it late. Now doesn't tell you to push through it. She doesn't scream motivation. She doesn't shout, "Keep going," like a slogan. She simply whispers, "If you're tired, rest." And for many people, that simple permission is life-changing. Let me ask you something very real. When was the last time you rested without guilt? Not rest while worrying. Not rest while feeling behind. But real peaceful rest. If you can remember it, write the year in the comments. Now's presence reminds your body how to feel safe. Your breath slowly deepens. Your shoulders don't have to carry the world for a moment. Your jaw unclenches. Your hands stop gripping invisible pressure. These small physical reactions are signs that your nervous system is finally taking a break. And it's beautiful how the body knows relief before the mind does. Now doesn't erase sadness. She doesn't label it as wrong. She just lets it sit without shame. And sometimes the most healing thing is not fixing pain but allowing it. How many of us were taught, "Don't be sad," instead of "It's okay to be sad"? If you were taught to hide your sadness, write in the comments, "I learned to hide." Near now, sadness doesn't feel ugly. Feels human. Feels allowed. It feels shared even in silence. There are people who spend their whole lives being the strong one, the reliable one, the one others lean on, the one who never falls apart in front of anyone. If that's you, I want you to pause for a second right now. Breathe in. Breathe out. You don't have to be strong here. And if you've always been the strong one, right? "I carry everyone." Now doesn't make you feel exceptional. She doesn't make you feel above others. But she makes you feel enough. And for many people, feeling enough is something they have never experienced. Enough even if you are tired. Enough even if you are confused. Enough even if you are still figuring life out. Enough even if you are behind someone else's timeline. In a world obsessed with more, being enough feels revolutionary. Write in the comments, "I am enough," even if part of you doesn't fully believe it yet. We all build walls around our hearts. From childhood wounds. From betrayals. From disappointments. From words that cut deeper than we admit. These walls are not signs of coldness. They are signs that we were hurt. Now doesn't tear these walls down. She respects them. She sits beside them. She doesn't rush you. And when you are ready, only when you are ready, you open a small crack. And light does the rest. The healing Now brings is not dramatic. It doesn't come like lightning. It comes like breathing out after holding your breath for years. You don't suddenly become a new person. You simply become able to continue. Nao Jinguuji is a quiet reminder. You are not broken. You are exhausted. And exhaustion deserves rest, not judgment. Now let me ask you something deeper. If you could pause your life right now for one day, no responsibilities, no expectations, no messages, no deadlines, what would you do? Sleep? Cry? Travel? Eat? Do nothing? Talk to someone? Comment your answer. I genuinely want to read it. Because your answer says a lot about what your soul needs right now. If you've stayed with me this far in the video, please let me know you're still here by typing one small heart in the comments. Just a heart. Nothing else. We move through life thinking we must always become stronger, faster, better. But sometimes, healing is not about becoming more. It's about becoming softer. Now teaches us that it's okay to move slowly. That it's okay not to keep up. That it's okay if your life doesn't look like anyone else's timeline. If you're learning to move at your own pace, right? My pace is mine. You don't need to win every battle. You don't need to be productive every day. You don't need to understand everything right now. You don't need to be okay every moment. Today, right now, you only need to breathe. So take one slow breath with me. In and out. Now doesn't promise that life will always be gentle. She doesn't lie to you. She simply gives you a quiet moment so you can keep going. And sometimes, one quiet moment is enough to survive another day. Before we end this video, I want to say something directly to you, the person watching right now. Yes, you. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be slow. You are allowed to be unsure. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to be unfinished. You don't have to become a better version of yourself today. You only have to be present. If this video touched something inside you, please leave a like so I know you felt it too. And if you'd like to stay in this gentle space with me, subscribe to the channel so we can keep meeting like this. And finally, tell me in the comments, honestly, how does your heart feel right now? Because your answer matters. And if you are tired, you are officially allowed to rest.